Pues voy a cargar mi pala en mi espalda agotada. Voy a guardar mi ruego entre mis suelas. Pues cuando mi llama llegue hasta abajo, ya mi tren se le acabe guiar. No va a haber nadie más que cabe mi hoyo. Pues yo no tengo amigo más que el viento y el mar. Y cuando esté frío y falta, estos son los que me enterrarán. Que me entierran.
Hello. We're back. Welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? We're going to keep going with the water tastes like wine. We are close to the border, as you can tell by the music. So we're going to hit resume. I have to sit in the pause menu forever. Otherwise, I will die of starvation, as we learned the other day. So let's see where we're. Yeah, we are right by the border. Wow. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's find some more stories. Why am I hitchhiking right now? That's not what I want. Do I have a controller pushing a button? I think I did. It's break time at this half-finished bridge. The workers are gathered around a young man who sits on a bucket like a king. They listen raptly to his story about the native Robin Hood who takes back the precious artifacts stolen from his people. Just a second. Just go ahead and unplug that. Guys, where's my mouse? There we go. It just appeared on the screen, right? Like it was not there and then it was there. Okay. You realize it's the story of the vigilantes who hunt grave robbers across the Midwest, but heavily embellished. The young man on the bucket tells it masterfully, doing all the voices, as if he's told it this way 1,000 times before. Thank you, Sammy, for the help. It's nothing close to what actually happened, but this version is pretty good. You'll have an easy time remembering it. What we got here?
A Chevy sedan laden with suitcases chugs to a stop beside you. A woman leans out the window. An infant screaming, and two boys are punching each other in the back seat.
Could you drive us for a while? I gotta feed the baby, but we need to keep moving. I could pay you.
Yes.
You grip the wheel tight as sounds of chaos fill the car. The boys have begun to wrestle in earnest on the Chevy's bench.
Your Honor!
Their mother hisses. Both boys straighten instantly. In the mirror, you see their stricken expressions. The only sound is the baby's soft suckling. You direct the question to the boys in the back, but they don't make a sound. Their eyes are wide and frightened. Patting the infant on the back, their mother chuckles. The boys don't speak another word, even when you part ways down the road.
Okay, that's totally normal. What is La Llorona? I've heard that before. Is it a beast of some sort? Some sort of cryptid? We got money, we got life, we got rest. So I'm gonna explore.
There's a wallet on the ground where the alley joins the street, stuffed with bills. You pick it up and glance around, spotting a man on his hands and knees in the alley.
Excuse me, I appear to have lost my glasses.
He sheepishly admits.
So she is a cryptid.
They're on the ground just behind him. You snag him before he crushes them with an errant knee.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He scans the alley.
You, didn't find my wallet, too, did you?
We're gonna give him the wallet. It's not ours. We have full money. Ooh, yeah. I also like the visualizer. I figured out how to do that, and I've been putting it on like everything. It's I'm in love with it.
His face lights up.
Oh, thank you.
He turns, then hesitates.
You know, I had a ticket to see the new movie at the plaza. Not in the mood after this. Please, take it. For your health.
I'm going to go to the movies.
Your seat is plush and comfortable. The crowd chats excitably around you. You settle in for the movie.
I feel like we're not the kind of person who's ever been able to afford the movies.
The first few scenes play out fairly predictably. It appears to be a romantic comedy about golf. The crowd seems largely disinterested, their prior enthusiasm muted.
Is this movie featuring Adam Sandler? Because in that case, I would also have muted enthusiasm.
Abruptly, the scene shifts from the dancing and grand ceremony to a shot of a grubby alley. People start sitting up in their seats.
Oh, is this going to be the scene where we give him back the wallet?
Takes you a second to realize you're looking at yourself. You stoop to pick up the wallet, then see the man. The crowd grows tense as you hand him his glasses. The audience cheers as you hand over the wallet. The applause spreads like a brush fire. People start leaping to their feet, turning to look at you. Their approbation continues for far longer than is comfortable.
I would love it if movies just replayed The Kindest Thing I've Done recently. That would be cool. It's probably a bit that they do. We don't need money. We don't need anything. I think we're good with El Paso. I'm not ready to start training around the country yet. I want to go most places on foot first. So let's see. Because my plan is I've come down this way and then back up and around. I kind of want to loop around here and then start training back and forth to get to where I'm going. I'm moving up the river here. I actually wanted to cross the river, didn't I, to get into Texas? Well, now I'm doubling back. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. Okay, I came in this way. I got turned around. I'm so good at directions, guys. The scrolling text on the rivers and borders is very good. I'm enjoying that a lot. So is that over in the distance? Is that something we can go to? Or is it just like a... Yeah, that's just an oil derrick. I don't see any tags above it. Man, there's nothing here. Maybe I should have gone to New Mexico. Starting to think I should have gone to New Mexico, guys. No, I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to hit here. And then I'm going to catch... I think I'm going to catch a train over here. Because there's two people over here I need to talk to. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. You just finished In Sound Mind? Is that something I should do here? Is that a narrative game? I haven't heard of it. I love psychological humor that's also horrible. Have you noticed that this also is Vagrant Song? I love this game soundtrack. After gossiping for a while about the weather and the crops and the state of the world, all bad and getting worse, He takes a different tack. You look like someone who likes a good story, he wheezes. Try this one on for size. After loudly and repeatedly clearing his throat, he tells you the story of the lighthouse lamp, which would only burn in the presence of true love. It sounds a lot like the story of the blessed lighthouse sanctuary, where souls in love could find respite, but with some parts changed and other parts added. And he grins up at you at the conclusion of the tale. You give him the effusive praise he's apparently expecting. You'll have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story.
The jackrabbit flees across the desert, and the house cat follows. They're equals in speed and finesse, a miniature portrait of lion and gazelle. This drama of nature captivates, even though, if you're honest, the whole spectacle's mostly just adorable. The hare turns as it lands and carries the momentum forward. The house cat reacts too slow, skids past, putting distance between the two critters. The hare races past you. Are those? No. Couldn't be. This jackrabbit has antlers. Huh.
Speaking of cryptids, look at this jackalope. I cheer for the
Your
jackalope.
mighty whoop fills the jackrabbit with determination. It turns and thrusts its antlers at the cat, little teeth bared like needles. The house cat hits the brakes and bolts the other direction, twice as fast as before.
I learned at a young age that if you call a fellow youth a jackalope, the elders in your life will think that you are calling them a jackass, and no amount of "no, it's a cryptid I've heard about" will convince them that you didn't just call the kid a jackass. Let's go to the store and get a happy juice. And let's earn some money. Miraculously, you're one of the first people in line when this factory's doors open. You join a crowd of people streaming through the machine room towards the back. When the doors to the furthest storage room open, though, the folks in the front ranks recoil. A few even scream. "You want to get paid, don't you?" shouts the foreman. "Get in there! Get in!" The folks behind you shove forward, and soon you're pushed inside. Holy shit. This room is full of fucking snakes. Let's stay and work and get some cash. "Grab them!" shouts the foreman, passing out nets. "They're harmless!" The remaining workers get over their fear and start scooping up snakes by the netful. The beasts hiss pathetically. You dump them into a chute in the far wall. This better pay well. It does pay well. During lunch, you rest on the warehouse floor. Snakes pile up in a corner, and you watch you all with enormous suspicion. So then you glance out a window and notice a fading logo on the sign outside. Sylvester Brothers Fine Boots. Ooh, boy. Let's explore.
Little remains of the Alamo. Just a chapel and some barracks. The inside of the chapel seems off, like a space that is both ruin and restored relic, unsure if it should crumble or sparkle. The rumbling of cars outside is undeterred by the shaky adobe walls. You come across a well, a squat square made of stone, hidden beneath a large, crooked oak tree. And on it sits a dejected man, eyes downcast, face hidden by a broad-brimmed hat, and clothes so thickly coated with dust that you can't make out their style or color.
And he has the face of a wolf. And he says, "Tell me stories!"
He looks up at you, and you get a better look at his face. Sun-beaten, several days unshaven, and body. Though he smells strongly of black powder, a single sharp hole punctures his torso. From there, blood oozes down, and smoke wafts up.
I'm going to try to help this man.
No. It's too late for me. He bats your hand away. His is clammy and cold, even in the hot, dry air. It's a long time before he musters the strength to say anything more. I marched out here following some rich man from New Orleans. 2 weeks trapped in this damn fort. And it was just so sudden. Not even an hour. He seems suddenly distressed. Friend, how long has it been? Why am I still here? But your response doesn't come before he's collapsed into the ground.
This man died in the Alamo. Like in the, the event, the Alamo, not the place. Obviously, he has died in the place. Train station. Santa Fe? Let's go.
The handsome 2-story adobe house sits at the corner of 2 main thoroughfares. A for sale sign tucked into one of its windows. An older man in a shabby suit rushes up to you. Don't go in there, he shouts, waving his arms frantically. That house is haunted. The man droops.
Haunted?
Well, cursed. My former student built it. I taught him everything about how Santa Fe has its own climate, its own culture. My architecture exists in harmony with nature. And then he started his own business and took all my best clients. Haunted by the injury of a venerable architect, as all his houses will be. The man gestures across the way, where the half-finished shell of something craftsman hugs the earth. Already the town prefers him to me. Soon Santa Fe will be transformed by his houses. I'll be just a memory.
I'm going to earn some money. The hospital needs someone to mop floors for the day. A nurse gives you instructions. Rat-tat-tat. Scrub surgery A and floor 2. Skip the rooms with the newborns. Ask Dr. Penny if he wants his office done. This is very important. Get these hallways before lunch. You try to remember all the nurse's very important instructions, but it's impossible. You haven't seen her in hours. This place is busy as hell, and nobody's watching you. Let's mop floors at random. You mop random rooms and hallways as fast as you can. Totally random. Around lunch, someone in a suit waves you down and hands you a plate of lunch. At about 3, a nurse gives you an ice cream cone. Sick kids wave at you. A doctor shakes your hand. What's going on? When the nurse tracks you down at the end of the day, she's beaming. You did a wonderful job. She fills your hand with cash. Everyone was so impressed. This place has never been so clean. You keep your secret method to yourself. Fake it till you make it, kids. Yes. All right. Okay.
The snake flicks its tongue.
That's close enough.
It is coiled atop a carved stone marked with faded flecks of paint.
Tell me about the stone, serpent.
The snake laughs, its whole body convulsing.
It's very special. A good luck charm.
It tilts its head.
I'm supposed to guard it, but I'm hungry. If you bring me some meat, you may have it.
So, there's a snake sitting atop a lucky stone, and one of my options is to kill the snake? It sounds cursed as shit. I'm gonna get some
The
meat.
heat has made a family of mice slow and easy to catch. You drop them before the snake, and it gulps them down without chewing. It slithers back, exposing the object.
Take it.
It hisses.
I won't bite. Trust me.
I can still kill the snake? I'm going to trust the snake.
You reach for the idol. The snake quivers as your hand gets close, but it stays put. It flicks its tongue.
Don't be disturbed by how it looks. It'll bring you luck.
The snake slithers off into the long grass. It's an idol, about the size of your clenched fist, carved into the shape of a human head. It's an ugly thing. The side that was pressed into the dirt is a face contorted in grotesque agony. Could this really be a good luck charm?
I'm going to keep the idol, because I think that's a better story.
Good things sometimes wear foul guises. Who are you to judge? You stole the idol, trying to ignore its unusual weight.
So that didn't give me another item. I wonder what all these are. I was wondering if maybe this idol was one of our teleport items, but yeah, precisely. We can, like, we've already learned that if we die, we just kind of start over and keep our stories. So, like, I'm inclined to take risks.
Buen día, de Dios, stranger. Come, sit with me a little. To rest is a simple remedy, pero es importante. And the first step in la curación. Everyone needs healing. It has always been this way. Sometimes it's a toothache, and sometimes more. Resting the mind is difícil. Walking or sitting, running or sleeping. Always the mind is working, pensando. But now, do you have a story about hope? About happiness? And the goodness in the world?
The lighthouse. You tell the story of the light. Oh.
Mi corazón. That was a good story. A memory of my past. Mi mamá cried when I went to la curandera in mi pueblo to learn las curaciones. She did not want me to be like la curandera. Tried to keep me from going. Pero mi papá did not let her. He knew it was good that I wanted to learn las curaciones. Oh, please, tell me stories sobre la esperanza and all the good in this world.
A hopeful story. Maybe the two girls in the haunted house. They were hopeful. Maybe the Robin Hood. The communist metal workers are hopeful.
What a good story. Esperanza. It is the most important, I think. Faith? Yes. Everyone believes in something different, even un poco diferente than everyone else. It is the way of the mind. I must trust a person faith leads them to be honorable. Until they prove me wrong. But now, do you have a story about hope? About happiness and the goodness in the world?
Lady, you sucking all my happy stories dry. We gave these thirsty cotton pickers water before. That's kind of hopeful. I'm going to try the Robin Hood.
What a miserable story.
Oops.
Tristeza. It needs to have a point.
She did not like that.
My choices? Yes. I follow my code. I do what I can with that I'm given. If my curación is not wanted, I do not force it on people. That only make things worse. Oh, please, tell me stories sobre la esperanza and all the good in this world.
Was our boy Quinn? He was hopeful, right? It's been so long since we've spoken to Quinn, I don't remember. I want to try Quinn and then I think these two girls.
What a good story. Esperanza. It is the most important, I think. I have traveled many times en mi vida. I go where I am needed. Sometimes it is a long way. Este es el primer tiempo. I travel with no hurry. It is a little nice. Do you have any frightening stories? Have you seen the work of Las Brujas on your travels?
Frightening stories. I think we've got some... the Devil of Leeds. Ovs.
What a story. Mira mis manos. They are shaking. Sadness? Claro que sí. I am an old woman. No. My husband, que Dios lo tenga en la gloria. He died not too long ago of old age. It is sad for me, but there are more sad things at the end of a good life. You're kind to listen to una vieja talk of nada. I have learned mucho en mi vida. Now, I wish to share more than ever. Perhaps you want to hear this old woman talk again? I hope so. The road takes me this way. If your journey takes you there, look for me.
It was 5 days ride from Tulsa when I pitched into the sand.
I want to go northwest and then northeast to Colorado. It looks like Boulder.
Son, I think the time has come to saddle up and ride. White rider, well, day will come, we all will join that line. White rider,
This song
they come to claim me
isn't
now I had my time.
Vagrant Song.
Now I had my time.
It's a song you've heard before if you've ever lived in Oklahoma or Texas. We're hiring pickers, the farmhand says. Today only. He drives you over. 30 or 40 people are already making their slow way across an impossibly vast field that touches the hazy horizon. Backbreaking work, but the folks are friendly and the pay is okay. Just some cash. A long black car growls up in front of this hotel. Out steps a woman in an extravagant hat and coat, followed by a whole crowd of hangers-on. Is she a singer, an actress? You don't recognize her face, but to your surprise, you recognize the story she's telling. In a sharp transatlantic accent, she's telling everyone in her party a story about Casey Jones, the fastest railroader in America. It's clearly the story of Casey Jones, the theatrical railroader, but changed in a few entertaining ways. Isn't that something, she asks. Her various followers agree. She pays the driver of the limousine and sweeps into the hotel like a thunderstorm of red velvet. Someone should do a picture about it, you hear her exclaim.
You fear your feet will sink into the dry emptiness of the Great Basin. Every step is a syncopated crack of dried ground and salt underfoot. Even the vultures avoid this wasteland. Was there a road you were supposed to be following? Your throat has gone numb. You're not sure you ever had a tongue. The lonely iron-colored rock rising from the ground is the first thing you've seen in days. The air around the stone shimmers drunkenly in the roasting heat, distorting a figure standing before it. A rider, white from the tip of his hat to the slender legs of his horse.
The White Rider. He's from the song. He's the White Rider, guys.
The buttons on his coat glint silver in the sun. Dust doesn't cling to his pressed white trousers. You're tired of ghouls and very near done with psychopomps. Time contracts in the heat. Suddenly, he stands all too close.
Hold on. Psychopomps. Creatures, spirits, angels, demons, or deities in many religions whose responsibility is to escort newly deceased souls from the earth to the afterlife. I'm going to move towards the rider. And possibly my doom.
Some croaking noises clatter out of your mouth as you beg for water. But he doesn't hear you. He's not here for you. You slide down to your knees as he rides on towards someone else. Ahead, on what passes for a trail, another horseman, face down on the ground, ragged and empty. His horse dead a few steps before the spot where he was pitched into the sand. The White Rider canters toward him, slow but unerring.
Ya hatahin halani. Good evening, Shikis, my friend. Come, let me show you how to sprinkle corn pie. First, reach into the medicine pouch and pinch the tahadinhi. Then sprinkle it on top of your forehead to ask for wisdom. Touch the tahadinhi to your tongue to bless your voice, and sprinkle the remainder to bless and guide the path before you. With beauty may I walk. With beauty before me may I walk.
Yeah, we in Colorado now.
With beauty behind me may I walk. With beauty above me may I walk. With beauty all around me may I walk. Chickas, my friend, tell me a funny story. I am sure you hear many on the road. That one made me smile. You told it well. Our past? Looking back at the pain that my people have suffered since the Bilagana, white people, invaded our homeland, Din Nebikea has only brought negative thoughts that can create sickness. Chicas, my friend, I need to laugh. Can you tell me such a story?
Maybe the feuding architects, because he was like, they're cursed, but... A funny story. Yes, I started with the brothers who weren't brothers. This trapped ghost was kind of funny at one point, but I don't know what the story is now. We'll come back to that. I also kind of feel like Quinn might be a wild card. I'm going to check my theory that Quinn is a wild card. Yeah, you focus on the funny parts.
It's good to laugh. Chicas, remind me to bring back some flour from the trading post for Shikahiki, my daughter, so she can make fry bread for the medicine woman. She will be coming next week, and we must prepare to host her and her son while she provides protection services. Chicas, my friend, can you tell me a story that brings strength to those who hear it?
Hopeful story. Yes. I can bring you a hopeful story.
That was a good story. It pleases me to hear about people taking strength from each other, or from the land, or from themselves. I love this land as though it were the tender smile of my ancestors. In the morning, it awakes with me, and by night, the darkness folds me under a tremendous glittering map of the stars and constellations. Chicas, my friend, I need to laugh. Can you tell me such a story?
Oh no, I'm out of funny stories. Maybe the trapped ghost.
That one made me smile.
Yay.
You told it well. What brings joy? There's no greater form of generosity than that provided by the mother and father. The mother who nurtures corn and fertility in her soil, and the father who supplies the rain and sunshine in the sky. Chicas, my friend, can you tell me a story that looks to the future with hope? The Dinka are like that too, strong in the face of adversity. That story brings me hope. Wishes come true. Well, before I was born, and before their marriage, my mother and father each dreamed of a little, small child running around what would later become their Hage. There is a powerful strength to the world that comes in our sleep. Listen closely and it will guide you.
Yeah, it's easier now that I've been around the literal country on foot. I have so many stories that I can tell people.
Ah, the sun is rising. I must leave soon. Tomorrow's journey is this way. Another night done. But think, What does one take with them after a day in this world? Some nights I lay staring at the hole atop the hookah, where the chimney peers out into the night sky.
I am near Four Corners.
I watch the stars slowly move. Sometimes a streak of light and whispers from ancestors. Always a feeling of gratitude for what surrounds me in this world. What are you thankful for? Where do you come from? Where are you going?
Where do you come from, Cotton-Eyed Joe? I did it. I think I want to go northeast through Colorado. So I haven't seen this person yet. I think. May not make it very far. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Does the river go under the mountain here? Looks like it. I don't think it's how rivers work, but it sure looked like it. And there are some underground rivers. So let's go through Denver and then see if we can grab one more story. And then we'll check out this campfire. How dare you? How dare you?
The car is a lifeline. Your one hope to escape the encroaching storm. It rattles along a few yards ahead of the storm front, jouncing and juddering. One pothole away from being swallowed by the choking dust. A figure clings to support straps mounted on the back.
Who catch a ride?
You grab the straps and haul yourself up.
Oh,
Shouts the woman on the back.
a fellow observer.
She's wrapped in a scarf and aviation goggles, juggling a pen and a notebook while hanging onto the unsteady car. The dust scours your face and rips at your clothes.
We're not done with our observations.
She threads one arm through the straps and makes another attempt to write, but it comes out illegible.
Blast it. Get inside and take dictation, will you?
I would like to say both of these in this order. Okay, you're insane.
You clamber through the open back window, and she hands you pen and notebook. You scribble furiously while she dictates the finer qualities of the dust and wind assaulting the car until her voice is hoarse.
That'll do.
She bangs on the roof.
Judith, let's go.
This kindly old man sharing the shade under the bridge with you tells a few rambling stories, some true-seeming, some conspicuously less so. All true, he assures you. There's history in this place, going all the way back to Indian times. Strange stuff happens around here. Can't all be true. Sure is, he scoffs. Then, as if to prove himself right, he launches into a story about the whippoorwill watching for death. And this one you know. It's the story of the drunkard lineman, but wilder and stranger than you remember. See then, the old man laughs. So I ain't pulling your leg. It's all true. It's all true. I figure we categorize it by shoving it into one of the categories that doesn't have a ton in it yet. We are full up on money, life, and sleep, so I'm just gonna explore.
Jagged sandstone rises above the lip of a hollow basin in the rock. The crowd is gathered in the foothills. Their excited whispers wash over you, echo off the ochre outcrops. You can almost pick out fragments of conversations.
I am going to walk into the hills.
Up here, the acoustics resonate. You can hear perfectly. A woman fretting over her infant child. A man settling a gambling debt. And lingering, older voices. Those who lived here before the railroad, before the city. Their lives and hopes preserved in the strata, part of the land.
There's golden in there, Heels. Walk into him.
Below, barely visible, a woman steps forward. The crowd parts for her. She opens her mouth and begins to sing, a smoky, vibrant alto. The sound resonates in the basin, and the mountains join her in a reverberating round. Even after she finishes, the soft strains of music linger.
Now, who are you?
Howdy, stranger. You passing through? This here desert is my home. Tourists like you ought to be careful if you ain't used to the heat. I grew up on my Uncle Eddie's ranch, where I learned riding and cattle rustling. But it's government land now. Seems like all government land these days. Now I'm traveling around the ranches that are left. Some folks would call me a cowboy. Not many is used to, mind. But I've been training to ride and rope for almost half my life. Name's Raymond Edward Dawson, Ray for short. And this sleeping beauty over here is Poncho.
His name is Red. As in red flag. This man's gonna kill me. Because he's a serial killer named Ted Bundy.
But anyway, amigo, what's the most exciting thing you've seen out here on the road?
Yes, we can absolutely die.
You live an exciting life, amigo.
You missed, I think, second week. I was running the game to play music during the starting soon screen, and when I shifted into the game, it was like, "Hey, guess what? You're dead. You starved to death." So you can absolutely die. But it just resets you, and you get to keep all your stories. The wolf man comes and gets you again. It's like, hey, it's not time yet, boy.
Authority? I see government folks in the desert a lot, thinking they have authority.
Is that a winking Gengar emote? Heck.
Your badge ain't gonna save you from an empty canteen, from kissing bugs or rattlesnakes, and not from the sun. Man's only authority in the desert is over his survival. But anyway, you know some funny stories, right?
I do.
You're funny as hell, you know that?
Maybe. If I tell him all perfect stories, he won't kill me.
The past is something I keep close to me, yeah. When it feels tough out here, I look back to before I set myself free. Back when things were real bad. Only thing to look forward to was a factory job and finding some poor woman to watch me die while I did it. Out here, I got freedom to do different. I'll bet you've seen some really wild, exciting stuff out there, though. Tell me about it.
Exciting. I don't know that any of those are exciting. I'm going to Quinn.
What a story. Man, I never go bored sharing a campfire with you. Is it still traveling if you don't have a place to go?
Yes. It is still traveling if you don't have a place to go. You have to dribble the ball on the way across the court. If you don't dribble, that's traveling. Doesn't matter which part of the court you're going to. It's a basketball joke, friends.
Traveling and home
I apologize.
are one and the same in my mind. So, you know any good jokes?
Did you hear about the karate champion who joined the army? The first time he saluted, he nearly killed himself. That's my good joke. It's a funny story. What would that look like, Fuzzy? What would we do in this game? Just literally blueprint it and it's just stories about Pokemon?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna tell that one next time I share a campfire. Being a cowboy ain't just about the work. It's about the choices you make. You gotta do right by others, but you can't forget to do right by yourself, neither. You're no good to no one if you can't take care of yourself.
I'm sleepy tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
I'll bet you've seen some really wild, exciting stuff out there, though. Tell me about it.
A thrilling story.
What a story. Man, I'd never go bored sharing a campfire with you. There's places out here so hot that nothing can live. But even so, there's nowhere I'd rather be. Anyway, Uncle Eddie always said it's rude to keep on gabbing about yourself. So I'm headed out. Going up this way, staying off the road. Maybe. Heh. I'll get you later, amigo.
Can you imagine if you were like in church and the pastor fell asleep? It'd be pretty wild. I think I'm going to go up to northeast here. Start moving around again. There's another Bingus here. You spend a while in the cool shade at this gas station. You notice 3 kids sitting beside their family car, while their parents argue loudly with the cashier inside. The children seem embarrassed. You see the oldest brother lean over and distract his siblings with a story. He starts telling them a story about the Thunderbirds who bring storms. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of the storm generated by the gigantic bird, but with new, exciting, over-the-top details. When the parents come stomping furiously out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce. Missing the ending of the boy's new story. But the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. It'll stick with you for a while. You're right, there is nothing in Wyoming. Idaho, Great Lakes area, Missouri. Wish it would let me go a little. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a country music song for everything. Do I want to go back to Miami? Where's Minneapolis? What state is Minneapolis in? Why am I blanking on that? It's Great Lakes area, right? So yeah, so I'm going to be all the way up here. Let's go to Minneapolis and see what else is available. You're standing outside a department store that emphatically had no day work available when an exasperated woman carrying a small terrier rushes out to the sidewalk. "Here, you," she says. "Won't you watch him for me? He keeps chewing the shoes, and I'll only be a minute." I will observe the canine. "Thank you," she cries and heads inside again. The terrier seems perfectly content in your arms until she returns and scoops him up, leaving you with a very generous tip. The money. Chicago. That's what I wanted. Got enough money for watching that dog to catch a train across the country. Fuzzy, I think Wisconsin is probably still a cool pro-union state amongst the population, but the lawmakers are cheating jerks who don't.
It's the midday, and yet this whole neighborhood is eerily quiet. Everyone seems to have retreated into their homes as if warned of something. You soon realize what? The reciprocating sound of a Thompson gun emptying its drum.
For those not aware, you've almost certainly heard of a Tommy gun. This is the same thing. A big drum machine gun used by gangsters.
You get behind a car, putting the engine block between you and the sound. But it's muffled, coming from inside a building. You're in no danger, you think. So you allow yourself a peek above the black hull of the car.
Yeah, Sammy. Little friend, as in say hello to my.
And running down the cobblestone street, a man in fine, blood-spattered clothes. He has his hands out, mouth open, screaming something. But you don't catch what he says.
It's going to be really cool if I die and have to restart from Chicago again.
The men responsible, 3 abreast in dark overcoats and wide hats, walk up to him to check on the body. The smallest of the 3 has a nervous energy about him.
People are gonna see us, boss.
People ain't gonna see nothing. Not on these streets.
Gonna try to earn some money. I'm gonna look for work. Shouts echo from a nearby alley. You discover a crowd of men unloading sacks from a truck as fast as they can. When the truck empties, it roars away, and another surges up to take its place. The sacks are lumping, heavy, and stained with dark smears. Oh, good. Yes, blurts a laborer. Do we ever? An older feller, however, throws out his arm to shut the man up. We don't need help with the stuff, he says, stepping close to obscure your view of the goods. Mind fetching water instead? He waggles a few coins in your direction. Sure. Fill their pail at a nearby gas station. When you return, though, the men are waiting in the alley, innocent as anything. They wash a sticky residue off their hands in the water, and their boss passes you a couple coins. There's no sign of the goods anywhere. We help them cover up a murder, folks. Let's see. Let's head east, talk to him, and then get our second dose of, what's his face, Quinn. Yeah, we're just gonna head this way. I know that we're going a little bit too far north here, but I want to grab this little tag.
The storm swept in just before sundown, heralded by a purple sky and electricity in the air. He sought shelter alongside a grizzled farmer. All he can do is pace, muttering to himself.
Can't just stay here.
You catch.
Gotta find her.
He looks up at you.
My daughter was out down the road.
He balls his fists.
God. Fuck this.
He hauls open the door, shielding his face from the fierce dust. He runs out into the storm.
I'm going to try to help this man.
The dust scours your skin, and razor winds whip at your clothing. You struggle for breath. The maelstrom has turned the world murky red. You don't see the farmer. You press on through the storm. You see the farmer up ahead. He's on his knees. A great, dark shape made from swirling dust looms over him. You manage no more than a cough. The dust thing engulfs the man in his body. The storm whips faster. You can't breathe. You have to get back to shelter. You make it to safety, but don't manage any sleep. The storm settles in the early hours. You find the farmer laid out in the street, his corpse a shriveled mass. He has one arm stretched out in front of him, as if to crawl.
Oof. I'm gonna stop in Detroit and grab a cup of coffee. Or a Coney dog, really. Now I'm going to try to make some money. Make some cash. Join a crew of laborers waiting at the street corner. Soon a truck pulls up and everyone jumps in the back. The job's good, one woman assures you. You're at a short way before the truck pulls up behind a factory. Everyone hops out and starts putting on heavy coats. Dang it. I've done this one before. The whole factory is a vast, cold meat locker. You're shivering in only a few minutes. Dragging the carcasses around is hard work, but it only keeps you so warm. Soon, your hands are totally numb. I think this paid really well if we did it, but I don't remember. Oh, okay. It's hardly worth it. Oh, but we are still full health. Okay.
The rain is coming down so hard, it's a wonder the sidewalk hasn't started to crack. You manage to find a narrow patch under a ledge where you can stay dry. A squat man, bundled up in a black fur coat and matching hat, approaches. The thick rain flattens and mats his fur. He squints up at you.
You're in my spot.
He crows.
This man is absolutely Cobblepot. You know, the penguin from the Batman. That's who this man is. Detroit is basically Gotham City, right? What do we do?
He leans in. You catch a flash of wrinkled red skin and sharp yellow teeth.
I've been here a long time. You best show me respect.
I was kidding, but this is absolutely the penguin.
The man gives you a long look, then turns and keeps walking. A minute later, the ledge collapses. Falling brickwork catches you hard on the shoulder. You cover up to protect your head from more debris and get hit by a crashing wave of water from above. You stand there, dripping and dazed. The rain abruptly stops.
Well, hell. Remember when I went there to heal and I came back worse? That was cool.
Across a group of young men clearing weeds and sod from a roadside plot. Pitchforks flying, weeds dying. You almost don't notice that the dark lump beside them is a dozing boy, lying smack dab in the middle of their work.
His name was Thomas Sawyer.
There's an odd frenzy to the way these boys are ripping the sod apart. When they notice you approaching, They jog over and stand silently between you and their sleeping comrade. The youths share nervous looks. The oldest steps forward. Get going, he blurts, leveling a pitchfork at your gut. His hands are shaking. He seems serious.
I'm gonna die.
You step closer, and the ringleader loses his nerve. He died, he blurts. He was sweating and crying, and he just fell over. They won't come get us with the truck till sundown. You realize now that the sleeper has been posed. The ashy shadow on his face wasn't cast by a tree.
Oof.
Why, hello there. Look like that's a heavy bag you're carrying. Let me get that for you. I insist. You see this uniform? It means you can trust me to make sure this is the most comfortable journey you've ever had in your life. Who am I? Well, I'm no George, I'll tell you that. But that's not important. This trip is about you, friend. Anyway, you must have some funny stories to tell. Share one. I'll keep this story in my pocket for sure. It'll make some passenger laugh. The past, that's a tricky thing. Yes, porters may remind you of a certain type of way folks of our type used to be. There's no fighting that, just happily working past it. Tell me something that'll make me laugh. I could use a chuckle.
Funny story.
Oh, that's a good one. Very good. Joy. A good porter always finds his own happiness in the joy he brings to passengers through good work. You know what we call this job? Miles of smiles, friend. Miles of smiles. Have any optimistic tales? I'd like to hear one of those.
Optimism. Quinn would work. These are optimistic folks.
Just like I told you, friend, miles of smiles. Well, my wishes have come true, that's for certain. When I was a boy, a Pullman porter was the best thing a black man could be. Smart, handsome, well-dressed, and with a salary in his pocket. So you don't see me complaining. Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got me? A positive attitude. That's what I like to hear. Love. I try my hardest to put all my heart into my service. But truth be told, I've never seen anything more touching on a Pullman train than a maid who knows how to treat a little baby just right. Have any optimistic tales? I'd like to hear one of those.
Blinking portrait. Hopeful story. Oh, yeah, he sure does. I've been reading. He sure does blink. Yep, you're not wrong. That's creepy. Hopeful story? The communist metalworkers were hopeful.
Just like I told you, friend. Miles and smiles. Trust. The train ride can be a disorienting experience, especially for a first time. You gotta have faith that a porter can keep you calm and comfortable. And we've gotta earn that faith each and every time. Another night over. I surely did enjoy all those stories, though. Maybe next time I'll let down my hair a bit. What do you say? You must excuse me, friend. What kind of porter am I saying this trip is all about you, only to start talking about my own damn self? But enough of my indulgences. I hope I see you again.
All right, Quinn. Oh, we got this guy too. East, southeast. I think that's him right there.
His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels.
You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
Man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
I'm not afraid to die.
Pain sears your spine. Why did you sleep at this ridiculous angle? Your back complains from being draped over the millstone. That's good the mill is totally abandoned. Its works long ago disconnected, or your legs would have been pulverized. The man is gone. Oh. This is not a place to linger.
I'm glad he did not eat me. New story, the creepy mill, because that's what's creepy about that, was the mill. Huh? These men lean against the wall of this hardware store, smoking and chatting. They wave you over. You heard this one before? They launch into a group recitation of the Jersey Devil, interrupting one another in their excitement to tell it. You recognize the story. It's the story about the Devil of Leeds. Someone added to it in the meantime, though. What do you think? Asked one of the men, eyes bright. You think that really happened? Of course it did. Well, I'm not sure myself, he replies, but damn, it sounds wild. Hot diddly damn, does it sound wild.
Well, look at you. You're still going. Me too, obviously. Still headed home.
Yeah, that man's face was not ideal.
On the road, I'm mostly alone with my thoughts. I don't know. You might enjoy it, but it's not always good for me. But I wouldn't be better off staying at home, neither.
You may not like it, but this is not what peak performance looks like. Not about this man, about the toothy guy. I just realized I said that about a disabled man. It's not a great look. Don't clip that.
In a perfect world, I wouldn't have chosen any of this. Do you understand? That's why I'm already dead. So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
A funny story. He already knows the lighthouse lamp. The men.
Yeah, Paul would have liked that one. The past doesn't even feel like it happened. It feels like it's happening in every moment, in every slumber.
Yeah, that's all people want to hear, like, on their first telling, a whole bunch of people. But it seems like everybody's going to want every kind of story by the time I get to the end of their track. So, I suspect that I've seen most of the stories, I think.
When the memories come back to you, do they clutch at you? At your heart? Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind. I like that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly. My faith? Well, God and I haven't been on speaking terms since I got the infection.
You think they cauterized this guy with a skillet? Is this that long ago?
I gave the fucker so many chances to make things right, and he hasn't followed through. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
That's how they do it back in the day. They would just take a big old cast iron skillet, you know, one of those big heavy ones, and they'd leave it in the fire until it got red hot. Then they'd do the amputation, and then they just the heat did a decent job of killing bacteria. Not that they knew that that's what they were doing, but did a decent job of killing bacteria and stopped the bleeding and stuff. But this is Depression era. So they had medicine, but also nobody could afford it. So maybe they did cauterize him with a skillet. I don't know. A hopeful story. None of these. Yeah. I wonder if this story would have changed to not be hopeful if we hadn't given them water, because we interacted with that story. I have used it a lot for hopeful stories.
My wishes come true? Well, if I could wish for anything, it'd probably be for a nice, plentiful garden, away from everyone else. My own land, my own laws, my own Eden.
If I could wish for anything, it'd probably be for a nice, plentiful leg. Away from not leg.
Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem
Jeez. I got Quinn. A hopeful story. The two girls are hopeful. Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing.
I like that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly. Love? It was a real long time ago. I pulled a ribbon on her hair, her pigtails came undone, and she tattletaled on me. Never really tried after that.
This man hasn't tried to have a girlfriend since the 3rd grade.
Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
But he really remembers that 3rd grade. A funny story. Ah, the ghost.
Wish I could tell that one to my sister. Joy? Get your hands into the earth and help me something grow. That'll bring anyone joy. Anyone with a bit of humanity in them. Here's the sun. I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way. Will our paths cross? Days come and go when the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me, but I'll always keep at it. What about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
I want to go north. I thought so. Yeah, I saw him on the peninsula out there. I have not seen The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I've heard that it is compelling. Oh, this is a mine.
By nightfall, the hospitality of this sleepy hamlet, combined with their superstitious tales, has both overstuffed your stomach and filled you with a hollow dread. Folks say these woods are full of apparitions, witches, and worse. You curse yourself for getting on the road so late. In the moonlight, every valley and hollow at the feet of the Tappan Zee seems like a stolen shred of the abyss itself. Fireside tales seem less fanciful, and every cackling crow and moaning whippoorwill seems like a demon perched on the shivering, spindly trees.
I want this man to tell me stories forever.
But something cuts through the noise. The muffled sound of hooves galloping on the cold, muddy road. When he finally slows his horse alongside you, it's as though he had just appeared out of the mist.
What is HTTYD? How to Train Your Dragon. Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon and Nick Cage. Okay. I see.
He's astride a gigantic black courser, and though his boots are muddy and ragged, he wears an immaculate coat with great shining buttons. From his saddle hangs an antiquated flintlock and a cavalry saber. In the darkness, you can hardly see above his towering shoulders. His voice is a rumbling croak, deep, but as though his throat is filled with thorns. Have you happened upon a cannonball around here? You can tell English isn't his first language. German is. His hand, so pale it's almost blue in the moonlight, grips the reins in a fist.
I'm going to keep gaining story.
You mumble an apology and watch as he silently rides away, back into the mist. He's cloaked in black, you notice from behind, but the blood running down over his shoulders glints crimson in the moonlight.
The girl selling lemonade by the side of the road notices you dragging your feet. Here, she holds out a glass. No charge. The drink is cool and sweet, and you walk away refreshed. Hell yes. I needed that too. I've been clinging to life for a while now. Fully healed by a glass of lemonade.
He leans against a fence and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of birdseed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
They look extinct to you?
You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently.
Say, you like birds?
Sure.
They're lovely creatures. Guileless, really.
Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you? He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head. You sense it's about time you start moving on.
You be kind to the little birds now, you hear?
You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
That's spoopy. You spend a while in the cool shade of this gas station. The kids, the parents, they're angry. The cashier, the children tell the story. He starts telling them a story about the metal workers across America who will rise up and seize the means of production. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of the underground network of communist metal workers, but with new, exciting, over-the-top details. When the parents come stomping furiously out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce, missing the ending of the boy's new story. But the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. It'll stick with you for a while.
Huh, look at you. Well, I didn't know if we'd meet again, but I'm glad we did. Set yourself down here with me and Cass and Flip. Need a drink of water? Need to warm up? Still trying to see much of this country as I can. Folks I meet are sometimes kind, sometimes mean, and sometimes still perplex me. But all of them beats the folks I left behind. How about you? Seen anyone interesting since we last met? Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
A thrilling story.
Well, that was a lively tale. Change. Change ain't coming, stranger. It's already here, so they say. Got a whole country tied together with rails and roads and still can't feed everybody. Between you and me, I think that ain't ever gonna change. Can or can't got nothing to do with it. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Sometimes kids are weirdly prescient. Another thrilling story.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. You want to talk about heaven? Ain't no good I can recall coming my life from praying. Small things, big things, no answer all the same. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any? Well, that was something. You spent a good, authority. The coppers and rail yard dicks don't ruffle me none. I just tell them my poor ma and my poor pa died of the pneumonia. I gave him crocodile tears about trying to get over to my gran just down the way. All I got's left is my dogs, mister. Works damn near every time. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
There we go. Funny.
That was a chuckle to be sure. Joy. I surely have seen some joyful scenes in my travels. Just a few trains back, I was invited to partake in a harvest by some kindly folk. Had quite the feast, and the dogs got to run around the farm. Wasn't until after I was heading out that I saw the little baby graves. Strange to play stand-in for ghosts. Seems joy's all mixed with sadness these days. Makes my head hurt. You got any happy stories? Now that's a happy story. The past is just that. Past. The whole world is at my feet, so why bother talking about the one place I can't go to no more? Aw, heck. The night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road. Sometimes I surely do wonder what'll become of this land. Folks have been chasing the dream of tying it up for so long. Now they got their wish. Things are worse than ever. Maybe America was never meant to be held in your hand like this.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for me for tonight. This has been fun. I continue to be very enamored with this game. Thanks for everybody who stopped by. I appreciate you all. Friendly reminder that we'll be back to Nathan's Accursed Shiny Lock on Wednesday, and Friday we'll be back with more Monster Hunter. Goodbye.